Howdy everybody and welcome to the stream. Oop. Let me get this up here. Why does that keep happening? Hold on. Whenever I open up Paint, it makes my mouse disappear. I don't know what the deal with that is. But hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. You may notice that there's something a little bit different going on here. And that's because I'm back in the booth. And you may be wondering why. Because I made such a big point of not using the booth unless I needed to. I still don't need to be in here for this, but I am planning on recording some stuff for Ego and Opus. I'm gonna be recording for the video guide series I want to put out on my YouTube channel for Ego and Opus. You know, like going over the rulebook in video form. So I wanted to move everything into here just preemptively, so I could like work on that tomorrow without having to move everything in here. Because, you know, this is obviously the best room for voice recording. So, yeah, we're in here today, but I did actually turn on the AC unit that is in my room. So I will not be melting this time around. So, yeah, no, we're avoiding swamp nut syndrome today. The room is sufficiently cooled. I've held off on turning on my AC unit until today because it's been off for so long, but I don't think it caused any issues. I dusted it off, made sure I wasn't spreading dust everywhere, but it rattled around a little bit, but it's functioning fine now. So nice and cool, especially if I don't close the door, which I don't need to. Just finished playing an hour of Smash Brothers online. Keeping myself warmed up for the local that I'm going to soon. Soon TM. So I'm pretty relaxed. I'm feeling good. So what's the plan today? So last Wednesday, me and Captain Wasabis in chat, we play tested the newest version of Lexicauseways, which is the board game we're working on today. So we're going to be implementing some of the notes we took. Mostly, I think most of the stream is going to be us fixing the letter tiles to be the proper scores. But if we finish with that, then I was thinking maybe we could work on the logo or some of the other graphic stuff. Maybe take a look at some of the other rulings. But I think all the systems we want are here. I don't think we should add any more to the game. But yeah, we'll iterate on the... I think we figured out like how the duels should work. How that the symmetrical boards are probably the best, the most fun to play on. So we'll iterate on the symmetrical board. And yeah, that's the plan for today. Let me turn on some music that I got for yous. This music should definitely 100% not be copyright claimed. Theoretically. But we'll see. So, everything is... all the levels are good, right? Okay. What do I do? I will say, I like the backdrop of this room better. For what that's worth. Okay, let me go over in full all the notes. There weren't as many as last time. Let's see. More chance time, yes. I actually already... Some of these are for the rule book, not something we can do here. I ruled on that. Ruled on that. Yes. The only thing on this list that we have yet to really solve is this. Which is... Should we keep the whole half vowels and all none of the above thing from before or not? Because it makes one or the other obsolete. It either makes half vowels or all of the above obsolete, you know, if there's two players. I'm kind of just leaning on keeping it as it is. If we intend for the game to be 4 players. But, we're gonna do that. We're gonna revert this. Basically, we're going to make all the letters, values the same as they are in Scrabble. Because we decided, duels now, you make a word, and whoever has the longest word wins. But if it's the same length, you go by the cumulative score of the word. So it's just the Scrabble values now, basically. Captain Wasabis pointed out that there is a possibility for a stalemate in this game, so I need to add that to the rulebook just to say, like, hey, if nobody can play any letters and nobody can, like, escape or move or anything, then it's a stalemate. Right. It's very rare, but it could happen. And we ruled that you cannot build off of spaces that have a blockade on them. So the only actionable notes that we took for this stream, or the only notes that we took that are actionable for this stream, is changing the letter values. So, I'm going to look at... the Scrabble letter values off screen here. Letter values. Who's that? Nady Line? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Thank you for pressing the follow button. I forgot that's what I wrote. It's very hard to read the message. I should probably change that. But, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, here we are. See, here's the list. So we'll go by this. Now, I'm gonna keep it, 1 through 6, just because that's the ones we already have. Oh boy. One, two... Wait, okay, so this goes... Well, blanks we don't have, so it goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, there's 7 tiers of points in Scrabble, but we have 6 tiers because the points really only matter for tiebreakers. So we can combine a couple of these tiers together. Yeah, we'll do 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five, 6. Okay, that's how we'll do it. So, one mistake that I did make is that I did not make a separate layer for every letter. But I can fix that. So we'll do all of the... So here's how it's going to work. So in Scrabble, it's separated by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 10. All the 1s are going to be 1, right? 2 is going to be 2. 3 is 3. 4 is 4. And then we'll combine the K, J, and X, which are worth 5, 8, and 8. Just combine those into 5. And then Z and Q that are worth 10, those will be worth 6. Rookie mistake. Yeah, it really is a rookie mistake. But, I have a solution. We're just going to copy-paste the letters from the PDFs onto the letter. Or the letter layer, rather. So, you can't see this. I wish you guys could see the other windows, but... A, E, I, O, and U are worth 1. And A, E, I, L, N, O, R, S, T, U. Okay, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'll open up these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where's the other one? What did I forget? A, E, I. I forgot the O. There it is. A little out of order, but that's okay. So, here's the plan. Disable that. And thankfully, I did have the forethought to make a separate layer for the numbers. Now, what was crystallize 18.5? I guess on the bright side, we can take this opportunity to figure out if we want to change the background effect here. Because I was looking at it from a distance, and it does, like, I'm starting to think it looks more like camo than anything else. You know what I mean? But, like, I don't know. Effects. Distort. But, like, nothing else looks any better. The only one that I think looks cool, other than this one, is this effect right here. But it sort of goes against the whole bridge theme. You know what I mean? I mean, it actually looks like the opposite of a bridge. It looks like water. Now that I think about it. So we'll just... When was 18 and 5. Okay. Okay, save as. This is going to be kind of a slow process. But that's what I get. Letter A. Place, yes, okay. Flatten. Flatten. And then what we'll do is we won't make the same mistake twice. And we'll create another layer. So next up, I guess, you know, it would be optimal if we could do this in alphabetical order, but that just seems a little, what's the word, excessive. Need to increase the tolerance a little bit. I don't know if you can see it at the top there, but there's a slider called tolerance that pretty much decides how lenient the magic wand is when it's selecting something. The more tolerance it has, the more it's willing to pick up pixels that are kinda the right color. I would like it to get these, but they are too close to the gray. So we'll just have to settle. You see, if you have too much tolerance, then it starts to pick up those chunks in the background. Let's see. Maybe. We might want to adjust this a little bit though for the 1. I didn't consider that. It's like completely blocking it. Scooch this over. There we go. Cheat a little bit. I'll just fix that in post. Fix, distort, crystallize. Dang it. Wrong layer. Crystallize. There we go. That's still within the bounds, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, just making sure. I'm kind of upset at myself for not doing it this way to begin with. In hindsight, this is sort of a no-brainer, like to do it this way. But, you know, what are you gonna do? And by that I'm not the layers, but like, you know, how we're scoring the letters. It just makes so much sense to do it like this. I don't know why I keep checking the values They're all the same. So the tolerance remembers. We lose a little bit of the eye, but... Hey, you know what I just realized? With that last follow, we actually hit 40 followers. How about that? That's a milestone, right? That's pretty cool. We love multiples of 5. Happy 40th, everybody. I wish I had like a party popper or something. But for real though, that is a milestone. 10 from 50, yeah, we're 10 away now. Which is, I believe, the threshold for affiliate. But you do still need to have a high, like, I think you need like 4 average chatters, or 4 chatters in chat on average, or something like that. Which I'm not sure if we have met, TBH. Most of the time we only have 1 in chat. Although there have been a couple of streams where we had like 3 or 4. So, you know, law of averages. That should balance out, right? What is this? What was in this layer? I just have an empty layer doing nothing. That's weird. Get rid of that. Let me take this L. Oh yeah, that's very exciting. Maybe we'll actually get 50 followers within the year. Who knows? I feel like that top layer was important. What was that? It was probably nothing. No, I do not want a JPEG. Letter L. Save. I don't want this to take all stream like it did last time. The ones are the heftiest though. L. So we're probably going to need to shift that around. And can you tell that that's a 1? Yeah, let's scoot the 1 over. 1, 2. Now you can tell. That's definitely a 1. X. There is a point where, like, you start to get into the groove, you know? Starting to get into the rhythm. Like, okay. Put this here, move that, save this. Yada yada. That's where you make mistakes. That's where you slip up. That's where they get you. But I never make mistakes. Isn't that right, chat? I'm completely infallible. It's starting to chug a little bit, though, trying to load all these layers. Don't make mistakes. I'm gonna have to agree with respect. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Cap. I can always count on you to be completely honest in all of your dealings. You have never, ever said anything suspicious. Or disingenuous. Or sarcastic. I feel like there was something I was going to come on stream and talk about. But I don't know what it is. I can't focus on thinking about that while also focus on putting these letters together. It must have been something recent. Oh, well, you know what? I played TF2 yesterday. I played a lot of TF2 yesterday, actually. That was pretty great. Do we have any TF2 fans in chat? I think it had been like almost, I don't know, maybe like a year? Almost? Since I had played TF2 before? Or since I had played TF2? It felt really nice to jump back into it again. And not have to deal with bots. Like, constantly. Granted, we ran into only, like, a couple. During our playtime. But it was really, you know, they left quick. You know, they were kicked pretty fast. No, actually, speaking of gaming, right? I like last weekend, like last Saturday and Sunday, I really just like sat down and relaxed and did nothing but like game this weekend. Which is something that I have not done in a while. Usually I make it a point to busy myself doing something. You know, working on a project or something along those lines. But, yeah, this weekend I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna game this weekend. I'm gonna have a great time doing it. And, like, I didn't have really many projects that need, like, active attention right now. Well, except Ego and Opus. That's probably the most pressing one, but, like, I don't have a deadline for that. But, it felt real nice to, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, take a day for myself. You know, not that I'm hurting for time to myself or anything like that. But you know what I mean. Like just sitting back and being a degenerate gamer for a weekend. It was kind of nice. Definitely shouldn't make it a habit though. But one time out of many. That works for me. You know what we should do? We should just move the 1 down. Instead of trying to move the T up. The 1 has much more room for activities. Yeah, played some TF2, you know, played Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. That finally came out on that finally came out on Steam. So far I'd say it's pretty good, pretty fun. I do have a couple of things about it that I would prefer to be a little different. I thought the melee weapons were going to be a lot more varied, I guess. I mean, it's pretty early in the game where I'm at right now. I'm playing it with Cap. Off stream. Of course. But you know, so the items are not going to be very exciting. Like, you know, all the wacky cool guns come later down the road. But I don't know. I was hoping that like melee weapons could be like a main weapon. You know, that's what I expected anyway. But it is a Borderlands game, so I suppose that was a little silly to expect. But like the main thing about it that kinda it's like could have been better so far is the skill trees. Because the skill trees feel like they reverted back to like Borderlands 1. As in, they're not very exciting. They don't have much flavor to them. Because in Borderlands 1, skill trees are basically just like... Or like the nodes on the skill trees are basically just stat upgrades. Like, your gun damage gets +2 or +2.7 gun damage. You know, and then like another one's like +3.8% running speed. Or, you know, stuff like that. It's just sort of, like, it's not bad. It's not bad. It works perfectly fine. It's just very utilitarian. Just kind of plain. And, you know, that's in contrast to Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel. And I didn't play much of 3, but also 3. From what I remember anyway. where a lot of the skill trees have like very cool effects, and you know, like there's like stack effects and like on hit melees, and like you're making orbs in the air and stuff like that, and like, oh, you gotta shoot the orb to make it blow up, you know, stuff like that, like stuff that's just beyond stat go up. And I kind of get that they couldn't do a lot of flavor for the skill trees because, you know, it's a make your own character. So they couldn't do anything like character specific in that, you know, in that way. But still though, like it's just a little plain. Maybe it's just the class I'm playing. I'm playing as the spell shot, and all of theirs is just like extra gun damage, more spell weaving stacks, you know, run faster, reload faster, stuff like that. It's not a make or break for me, personally. But it is just a little disappointing. Because, I mean, you're in a fantasy world, right? I mean, Tiny Tina's fantasy world at that. So, why not just go bonkers stupid crazy with the classes? You know, because even in D&D, each class gets some pretty wacky things. At least at the higher levels. Oh. But overall, it's pretty good so far. Again, I've only just began, but. Okay, that's all the 1 point letters. Let's do the 2 point letters. So, everything, there's only 2 letters that are worth 2 points. D and G. I've also been playing a game called Peggle? No, not Peggle. Peglin. I've been playing a game called Peglin. It's like Peggle, but it's like it's a roguelike. It's a roguelike Peggle-like. Right? And you play as a like cute little goblin guy. Hence Peglin. He's a peg goblin. Basically, right, the main gameplay loop is you're a goblin and you're throwing orbs onto a pegboard, and depending on how many orbs you, or depending on how many pegs you hit with your orbs, that's how much damage you deal to your target, right? And you get like different orbs to throw, which do different things, like turns the pegs into bombs, or turns them into critical hit like pegs, you know, that do double damage. And you can collect relics and all that jazz, you know, all the roguelike stuff that you'd expect is in there. I got it on sale at the same time I got Tina's. It's been pretty fun so far. It's a fun game to just like play sort of absent-mindedly while you watch a YouTube video or something. Which is exactly what I did, right? I turned off the music in the game, turned the sound down low, and then put a YouTube video on a separate screen. Like put some true crime on the second screen. I would recommend it to any roguelike enjoyers that happen to be in chat or watching this. I discovered Peglin because a streamer that I like told me about it. You may know of Vine Sauce, right? Specifically, one of the Vine Sauce streamers named Rev Scarecrow. He played it on stream, and I saw the VOD. And I was like, that looks pretty cool, so I wishlisted it. I bought it pretty soon after it came out on Steam, and I do not regret my purchase. G. And of course, as I said, there's been plenty of Smash Brothers playing going on just to keep myself, warmed up. I don't know what to expect, though, because like I'd say that I am probably like the second best Smash player among me and my friends. But that's obviously a very small sample size of the talent that's out there. I kind of fully expect to get raffle stomped. At my first local. But I guess that's part of the learning process, right? And I kind of been going through a little bit of a character crisis too. Like trying to figure out who do I want to main. Because I was on a Belmont kick for a while. I was on a Belmont kick for a while because I did that Richter cosplay, and so I was really in the like Belmont mode, the Belmont mindset, for a while. So I was like, I'm gonna try to main. I'm gonna try to main Belmonts or main Richter at least. I'm gonna main the Belmonts. So I actually looked up some guides from the best Belmont player that I personally know of, or not personally know, but like that I know of. I think his name is T3 Dom. Why is that so far to the side? Wait, is this 3 already? It is 3. Well, never mind. I don't have to do this one. These are already 3 as well. Hot diggity. That saves me time. Has that been true for other ones, and I just didn't notice? Surely not, right? It's probably only because I was sort of doing the opposite of the Scrabble scores for the last set. And, you know, if you do the opposite, they're going to meet in the middle somewhere. So, I guess that's here. But yeah, I was considering Belmont's, but now I'm like, you know, I think I'm going to go back to my tried and true. Which, for those who don't know, is Ridley. I love Ridley. He's my favorite character in the game. I guess I just like characters with, like, long, stabby forward tilts. I don't know. Because Belmont has it. Ridley has it. Or, you know, thinking about it, I think I just play... I like to play characters with strong forward tilts. Because I play Ridley, I play Belmont, I play Little Mac. I like Little Mac, and he has a good forward tilt. Who else do I play often? I play Sora often, but his forward tilt is pretty good too. Maybe that's the common thread. But yeah, I think I'm definitely... Out of all the characters that I play, Ridley is definitely my best. So I'd consider him my, my main. So, I'll keep him warmed up. I'll tell you guys how it goes when I eventually go to that local, like, next month. I think it's in a couple of weeks, actually. Okay, what do we got? F, H, V, W, where's Y? Y. Okay. So I'm looking for... These are worth 4 points. No freebies this time. I wish, like, cause I found the local that I'm planning on going to through Facebook. Like, I found a Facebook group for East Texas Smash Brothers. And it's not the biggest group. It's not the biggest region for Smash Brothers, apparently. It's not the most well organized. Like, it's not ramshackle or anything, but the other regions definitely have nicer Facebook pages than us, for what that's worth. And there aren't very many locals in East Texas at all. It looked like there was like 2. There are two locals that are consistent. Well, actually, I think maybe 2 or 1 locals in East Texas that are consistent. I saw a couple of others, though, but they only had 1 or 2, you know, runs. Or they were in, like, Louisiana or something. Or, you know, close to Louisiana. Which is not optimal. The one I'm going to is already 50 minutes away. which, you know, is not preferable. But it's the only one that is that is under an hour from me. I got a spam message. Why does this happen? Delete. There we go. Honestly, I have half a mind to try and organize my own local. Just so I can play Smash Brothers with people at a reasonable, like, capacity. Oops. Oh, that's not what we want. Where am I? Because it looks like the one I'm going to is bi-weekly. And if it's really the only one that people are going to, you know, I don't see why I couldn't run one of my own and then have it on the other week that they're not running theirs. You know what I mean? Because they do theirs every other week, and then, you know, I stagger mine in between the weeks that they're not doing theirs. Smash every week. How about that? Wouldn't that be neat? And there's like a void in this particular area that I'm in. Like, all the Texas Smash regions, you know, they're like around where I am. Like, I'm in that little void where it's just outside of every other region, and there's nothing within an hour of me. So I think if I, you know, if I posted a local in my area, I think people would come. Maybe. Granted, I don't know the first thing about TOing. There's probably much more to it than just, hey guys, come to the Smash Brothers. It'll be great. You know, I mean, you gotta get setups. You gotta be able to pay the players. You know, I guess you could record the matches, but you don't have to. Might be fun. Or, you know, maybe not even a tournament. You know, I could just do like, in the Smash Brothers community, you know, they have tournaments, but then there's also things called, what do they call them? Like Smash Fests or something like that, or just, I don't know what they're called. But basically, it's a term for just people getting together and playing friendly, like Smash Brothers, like just casual Smash Brothers with no competition involved. And that requires a lot less organization. I wouldn't mind putting one of those together. And I think there is a place, there's a game shop nearby that I might be able to convince to use as a venue. They have like a big meeting room. I mean, that'd be perfect. But but at the end of the day, it's mostly just wishful thinking. Well, I mean, I guess not. You know, it's pretty close, but, well, it's not, like, super close. How far away is it, this game shop? I think it's like 30 minutes away. Hold on. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I want to see.
Let's get started. Drive safe.
That's my GPS.
In half a mile,
Here's a boy band voice.
Left. In 0.1 miles,
okay, you can stop now.
Make a U-turn.
It says it's about 30 minutes, which is better than 50, but like not that much. Well, I guess what matters more is mileage, right? It's much closer than this other local. So that's what matters most, I guess. That is also the same game shop where hopefully I'll be able to convince them to let me do a playtest for Ego and Opus there. Like, hey, I'm a local game designer. I'm in the phase of playtesting for my new game. Would it be alright if I hosted some playtesting sessions at your store? Of course, I'd have to rehearse that a little bit better, but I have rehearsed that a lot in my head. Like how I'd call them. I don't know why I'm so, like, nervous about it, though. They're not like a corporation or something. They're a local game shop. They're just a bunch of guys who play D&D, basically. So, I don't know. I mean, that would be good, that'd be good publicity, though. Like, supporting a local game designer, wouldn't you think? It'd be a mutual benefit. It's not even like I'm asking them to sell my game or anything, just to play test. Because there are people that come in there all the time. I mean, that's literally the perfect place. That's the exact demographic that I'm kind of looking for. That's too far. That's too far. Let me reset this. I think, you know what, I'll just leave it be. So that's kind of what's been on my mind, I guess. I've been rambling for a while. Sorry about that. I guess I had a lot more to talk about than I thought. I think that's why I've been hesitating a little bit on going forward with Ego and Opus. Just because, like, that's one of the steps I want to take. I'm kind of, what's the word? Have a little bit of trepidation there. I feel like it's one of those things that you get one shot at it, so I don't want to mess it up. We're almost done. We're almost done with the letters, chat. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. We got K. K. Where's J? J and X. These are going to be worth 5 points each. You know what? The music's probably stopped by now, huh? Oh, no, it's still playing. Guys, let me know when the background music stops. If you were able to notice. I always forget to check on it. I would say that I'm taking recommendations, but that's not entirely true. I will take any recommendations as long as it is like video game soundtrack. Because that seems to be the only thing that doesn't get copyright claimed or muted. So I would be happy to play any of that. But we're not doing any rap anymore. That's for sure. No rap. Control V. I wish we weren't doing this, because I know that this is not the most exciting thing to watch. But let this be a lesson to myself. Well, I say that, but could I have really known? Well, actually, you know what? The lesson here is always make it a layer. If you're doing something on Paint or any illustrating program, make it a layer. Add a new letter, make it a layer. You know what I mean? You just gotta call them and be like, I want to play with you guys. Let me play. Well, are you talking about like the Smash Brothers locals? I guess you could theoretically like go onto the Facebook page and be like, yo, anybody want to come over and play Smash? Seems a little dangerous though. I mean, they are Smash players, so it's not like, ooh, you're in the seedy part of town. But they're still strangers. I mean, that's what locals are for, right? So you don't have to, you know, slip into people's DMs asking to play Smash. You know, you have a set time and date for everybody to get together and play some Smash Brothers. If you're talking about the game shop, then like I don't think they have people just laying around just you know, on standby to play games with people. I mean, I guess you could just walk in and like find a table, be like, hey guys, you want to play test this new game I made? But that seems like a risky maneuver. That could get very awkward very fast. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these are gamers we're talking about here. We're so close, chat. It's only taken an hour and a half, but we're almost there. Let's not change it significantly anymore after this. Six. Okay, everything that's worth 6 is Z and Q. Those are the hardest letters to use in the alphabet, which I do agree. These are very hard to use. Like, is there a single, like, 3-letter word that starts with Q? Or has Q in it at all? I don't think so. I mean, there probably is. Knowing the dictionary and its shenanigans. I've looked up, like, playing Scrabble, I've looked up some ridiculous sounding words, and they ended up being real. So, there's gotta be, like, at least a handful of 3-letter Q words. Let's see. Okay, we finally made it to Z. I'm gonna scoot the 6 over just a little bit, just a smudge. So we can see the neck, I guess? That makes it worse. Never mind. It's probably better as it is. You can tell that's a 6, can't you? you can tell. There, that makes it a little more obvious. Save as. Letter Z. Okay. All the letters have been updated. Let me save this this project right here. So now we have a file with every number and every letter in it. So if we need to make any changes later, we can just come to this one. This master file, if you will. Which again, I should have done from the beginning, but c'est la vie. Okay, that's done. Only took an hour. We still have an hour left, though. So, with this time, we don't need this up anymore. What I want to do is look at the board. So, from the last playtest, we sort of settled on the fact that, yeah, the symmetrical board is probably the way to go. I mean, it looks nicer. It's fair for every player, theoretically. Well, that's really it. That's really the only two reasons. It's fair, and it's prettier. Now this version is pretty hard to look at right now. Note that the final version is not going to have a grid on it, so it'll look a lot cleaner. But this is for, you know, testing purposes. So I want to stick with the symmetrical design, but one thing that we kind of discovered is that the special spaces are very, very situational. We only ended up using them one time, which, I mean, I guess they still got used, but you know, and they're not wasting any space. That's the thing. Like, they're not, like, we only have something to lose from removing them from the game. You know what I mean? Like, they're not getting in the way. You can use them or not. So I think I want to keep them, but I think we need more of them. You know what I mean? I think we need, instead of one, like, single ones by themselves, what I'm thinking is that, let me bucket yellow. Wait, is that yellow? That's yellow. What I'm thinking, I shouldn't be exactly yellow, so they don't meld together. Do like this ugly mustard yellow. Oh no! Oh, the tolerance is still up. Try 40% tolerance then. Come on now. 30% tolerance? There we go. We put them in groups like this. Right? So, like, it's easier to land on them. And because there's more of them, they're generally... they get used more. That's the idea, anyway. And plus, having one right here means that it's actually worth putting it on the like wild card all 3 colors slot, because now you can easily build from here to here, and you can choose whatever this is, you know. Or instead of like that, we could do maybe like diagonals like this. And the same up here, here, there. Because then, you know, there's some obvious like ones, like you want to use the rainbow one on this one. And, well, actually, that's the only one, you know, now I'm thinking about it, that's the only one that really needs consideration, is the rainbow slot. Because that's the only one that matters where it is. The other ones don't matter. Like, infinite range, that literally doesn't matter where it is, if it's infinite range. And the teleporting one, yeah, warp matters more because you want to warp to an advantageous position. I feel like if they're all in one place, though, like they get, you know, they're like clumped together. You just stay on that island, you know? Or maybe, like, let's try it, like here. Like on these corners. Because here, right, you can teleport to the outer circle, to the inner circle, or circle, right? Or to the very center. So these all make sense to be teleportation points, I think. The only way you could make this better is if you put one, like, out here. But then now it's like, it's right there at a start. Let me see what this looks like, actually. It is like aesthetically pleasing to have the X going into the center like that. But then do you think that gives it too much power? It's also, now this doesn't matter as much, but it's a little annoying that there are no blue that there are no blue ones. Well, the center one is blue. They're majority red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do we think of that? Should we have a lot of them spaced out, or should we have more of? I think we should have more of them. That's definitely something I'm solid on. I think there should be more of them, so that you can get more use out of teleporting between them, and building bridges off of them. But should they be spread out, or should they be clumped together? That's what I'm thinking right now. Well, actually, if they were clumped together, then they become less useful as warps. But if there are too many warp points, then that might undermine the whole point. Might undermine the entire point of having to build. Well, maybe not completely. I suppose you could, like, build barricades around special spaces to counter that. I'm not sure. Of course, we could just change up the entire board too if we wanted. Because say you start here, right? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I'm here. I'll teleport to the other side now, because my opponent's like right here. It's sort of like what I'm fearing. Hold on. Did this end? It did. My fear is that it just degenerates into running away from each other with teleports. Like, oh, you're getting close to me, I'm gonna go over here. Oh, well, I'm gonna chase you down, and I'm gonna use this to go over here. Like, oh, well, I'm going to teleport back over here. But then again, you could counter that by putting blockades on the special spaces so they can't go back on them. Or by switching it to a different slot. I think this should be okay. Should we add any more? Or is this a good amount? It's aesthetically pleasing. I'll say that. I kind of like that. Draw to roll die. Whatever the die lands on, that's how many tiles must be sacrificed to the teleport gods. You just remove tiles. You have to roll whatever the die lands on. That might be a little much. Like, there's a cost to teleporting. Because your tiles are already pretty spread thin in this game anyway. Right? You gotta use them to build bridges. You gotta use them in duels. You gotta use them to build blockades. You can use them to boost a roll. So if we spread tiles too thin, then players will be afraid to use them for anything. You know? That's not what you want. At least at least I think. I think with the current rule set, this will work. We can test this out sometime. I'll wait till we make some significant progress, though, until we do another playtest. I think this is good for now. I think there are too many diagonals, poisonally. I think I'll, like, remove this to make these more useful. Get rid of these, maybe? I think that makes for, that might make for a better experience overall. Is this symmetrical, isn't it? Yeah. You know, I meant to just make it laterally symmetrical, but I think I made it radially symmetrical on accident. Or was that the... No, you know what it is? The colors are not symmetrical. The colors are different along the horizontal axis. But the tile layout is the same. Okay. I'm happy with this. Or am I? Yeah, I'm happy with this. I'll save this. Boosh. And what am I gonna say? I was thinking about having a board with, like, just a void in the center. But that might encourage circle, like, just circle camping. I would like to experiment, though, with what it could look like. So I think that is what I'd like to spend the rest of the stream doing today. Delete. 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 Oh, how do I remove these? Uh-oh. What color were these? Ring, we got them. Are these all the same color? Huh, how odd. Oh, no, not these ones. Or not that. Not the center one. Every other one happened to land on the dark brown border. Interesting coinky-dink there. I will keep the starting spaces there. They can't really be anywhere else on a symmetrical board. So, I will start by filling them in with black. And then I'll worry about the colors later. So what should we deem off limits? Like what radius should we just not have anything in? One, two, three, four, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3. That doesn't look right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, right, because it isn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We count the black square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this radius too big? Yeah, that doesn't give us much to work with. I think this is much more reasonable. Like anything including and then within this, we just don't put anything in. So it leaves like a hole in the middle. So let's try to make this not exactly like the other one. Start maybe like that? Because there needs to be a lot of places to work with here. Three. Go that way, that way. Huh. And then, of course, this gets repeated on the other side. And then, you know, bearing in mind that these pink ones aren't, like, real. Actually, I can get rid of them now and see what the board would kind of look like. Thoughts? Kind of like having that void in there. I mean, maybe it would be obvious to put like one in the middle though, right? Like a hard to reach spot. Looks like the number 3. Oh yeah, it kind of does. Number 3. Oops. There's a lot more long stretches in this version. Two, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do 3. I kinda like this one. It's a little bit more straightforward. There aren't very many diagonals at all. There's actually only one diagonal here. I kinda like that. I feel like diagonal spaces really make it difficult to move around. I'll fill out the rest and see how I feel. Boosh, boosh. This is the easy part, because I already did. Oh, I already did half the work. Is that everything? I'm missing something. I'm missing this. There. That is complete, isn't it? I'm not missing anything. I'm trying to look at it from a distance. It's hard to focus on a grid. Yeah. So, because it's, well, relatively smaller, right? We have a relatively smaller space to work with. We have a lot more one gaps, like boop, boop, boop. Boom, 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 pow. But we have found some room for big gaps, like right here, or two. Well, actually, mostly just like right here. If we got rid of this one, though, if we just full on went like nothing in the middle, then it becomes possible to do like all the way across here. Like boosh. A 7-letter word. Let's see. I like the I think the starting spaces have a sense of choice too. You know, there's a one here, you can go there, or there if you're in the corner. You can go to all 5 of these actually if you're on the sides. You can go to here, 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 here. Oh, that has 6 options. Maybe tone this down a little bit. Make it look like that. I don't know. I mean, you have to play test it to find out. Right, obviously. But I like that. I'll colorize that later. But I think the last thing I want to do before we end the stream, I would like to update the logo a little bit. Maybe not finish it, but I kind of want to start thinking about how the actual aesthetic of this game is going to look. Because I'm kind of up in the air about what it's gonna be like. What? Why is it that small? I want to make a new one. Do 500 by 500. So I think let's make like a mood board, you know? The theme of this game is roads and bridges. Right? So how can we work in the theme of roads and bridges into our aesthetic, right? Do roads and bridges have an aesthetic? There's like, I mean, we gotta think about what kind of bridges there are, right? There's like modern bridges, like the suspension bridges. But there's also, you know, like the stone bridges that we've got right here, or that we're using right now. But we could also go with like wooden bridges over like a chasm. You know what I mean? Let me show you kind of. So, if anybody in chat's played Crash Bandicoot before, Road to Nowhere. There's a level called Road to Nowhere. That's like, it's a long wooden bridge over just a void of nothingness. Let me paste it. Do you see this kind of thing? We could try doing one of these, but that would require us to change all the tiles again to a different background. We'd have to change it to something like, let me see. We do like a base of like dark brown. That is not brown. That is not brown either. Brown. Do like one of these. And then if we wanted to retheme it to that, you know. Hold on. Let me make it thicker. Too thick. Do sort of semi-random. Bit of shapes here. Get a circle. You know, and then we do the whole distort. Do the dents here, right? Or this doesn't look quite like what I had in mind, but you know, we make it a wood texture is what I'm trying to get at. Make it look like a wood texture somehow. We can go with that. Or we can sort of have like a regal angle going on. All right, hold on. We got that there. Oh, you know what it is? Crashes on this layer. I was like, why can't I see the image? There we go. Let me find some other... We could do, like, you know, like a fancy sort of regal, like, old park bridge sort of look. Cobblestone bridge. Or historic site sign. Let me see, like this sort of aesthetic, you know. Copy, paste. Size, that's a little too big, but we'll fix that. You know, like something like this, you know? Because right now, I mean, the font I went with is sort of like a more refined sort of feel. Also, it's called Lexicauseways, which are two very, not pretentious words, but they're, you know, they're not in the average vocabulary. You know, like a causeway and a lexicon. Combining those two words together makes for a name that feels a little bit more regal. That it should have a little bit more class to it than maybe something like this. You feel me? And this is the kind of like sign that you'd expect to see next to a cobblestone bridge in like a park or something. But granted, we are, like, the board itself, right, is suspended over what you could call, like, a void of some sort. So it may make more contextual sense to make them, to make it like a rickety rope bridge in the mountains or something like that. What else? What else do you associate with bridges? I mean, there's metal bridges. Hold on, let me get another cobblestone bridge. Where's a nice nice picture of something that I'm thinking of? Okay, copy this. Copy. Paste. Keep canvas size. So like this is kind of what I have imagined for the bridges. So you know what? Actually, looking at this picture, it doesn't have to be a void, like suspended over a void. It could be just be like water. You know, like these are water, and this is like the patches of grass. You know, like these over here, these little islands, and you're building little cobblestone bridges between the islands in like a park or something. That might be a neat aesthetic. Although, how would you color it different? It's like, it wouldn't be green, that's for sure. It'd be different, different shades of green would be too hard. Especially for people that are colorblind. That would just be a pain. But maybe more subdued colors that aren't so bright as like red, green, and blue. Maybe something more like well, I don't know. But check like something we like this, chat. Look at this. Oops. So you can imagine that these are like green, like green islands, and then you have the, you know, we sort of have like a depth of, like an illusion of depth. Like, oh, look, it's going down into the water. Or then you have the water right here, like, oh, look, it's water. Ooh, you don't want to step in the water. You don't want to fall into the water. This would be grass in this case. Some sort of, like, you know, these would be grass. But then how do you have it both be grass and also different colors? That's a little bit of a tricky one. Oh, you know what? What if there were like little stones in the path? Like stone path. Copy. I know this is really scatterbrained, but I'm just I'm brainstorming right now. Like, see, like you know, these kind of stepping stone paths. So we have like these stepping stones in the middle here that are of the different colors. Remind me to reverse these changes. I accidentally just saved it like this. So we have the stones that are different colors, like, ooh, look, it's a red stone here. And then we have a blue stone here. You know, a bright green stone here. And it's still, and they still pop out over this shade of green here. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't make any sense for rocks to be like these weird bright colors still, but like you can already kind of see what I'm going for, right? I think that would look nice. And, you know, these aren't going to be square. These aren't going to be square squares either. Like, these will be organic shapes. These will be like organic shapes. Like that. And the whole board is like that. But we won't actually be putting that overlay on anything until we figure out exactly what the board looks like. Because that's a lot of work to do. For like just to change the board later. I wonder if I can paint them green. Boom. That's actually kind of what it that's closer to what it'd look like. You'd have stones of different colors there. So I think I've convinced myself here. Get rid of that. I like the cobblestone bridges in the park sort of aesthetic going on. It's a weird thing to do in a park though. I mean, when the double-edged sword is that when you give it an aesthetic like this, like a grounded aesthetic, then the player will naturally think like, okay, so what's the context for the events of this game then? Why are we, or at least if the players are anything like me, they'll be like, why are we chasing each other down in a park, building bridges to get to each other? How does that make any sense? Like, what's the context here? You know, but do we really need context? Like, really? I don't know if we do. You know? I'll have to rename roads as well to like paths or something. Which is good for me, because then I won't have to call them roads and bridges anymore. But I think the logo should look something like this. And then this is void, so to speak. Heads. Templates. I'll call this our mood board. That's essentially what it is. So, rivers and basins. What is a basin, actually? I was gonna say that's not what a basin is, but I don't even know what a basin is. Basin. No, a basin is like a tub. Well, that doesn't quite work, but yeah, I think that's a good sort of look to go for. It's almost like there's a group of contractors that are really angry with each other. And this is the longest feud ever, because they have to build bridges to get to each other. Which takes, like, you know, months. Or, how long does it take to build a bridge like this? More than a month, surely. I don't know. But I kind of like that. I kind of like that idea. Obviously we don't have time to act upon any of that right now because our time is up for today. I think we made some progress. Most of it was taken up again by the letter tiles. which is annoying. It's, you know, I'm more annoyed about it than anybody else. But, yeah, tiles are done. We've got the, we've got a new board to test out. We thought a little bit more about special spaces. I'll color this in later off stream. I guess I'll put in the special spaces later as well. Minecraft, it only takes a 20 minutes by myself. 20 minutes to build a bridge? Bro, I'm just using dirt, bro. I'm not building like arches and stuff. The most I do is like flat and then columns on the bottom. Just for aesthetics. But no, I'm not making arches or anything. Too expensive. Takes too much time. Anyway, that's the stream for today. And then we can get rid of this now, I think, because that's written down elsewhere. So we don't need this anymore. I'll save it though, just in case. My face. Hello again. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm not sweating to death this time, so my strategy worked. So that's good. I feel confident that the way we have the letters values scored is good. We may make another pass at the like background of them, like the aesthetics of them, but the mechanics of the letters I think are solid. So that's a win, I guess. New board. I'll have to fix that. Have some rulings to update in the rule book, but I think we're chugging along. We're getting this in a good state. Next time, what should we work on next time? Actually, I guess we can. I don't just want to build boards over and over again, because at some point we're gonna need to settle on one. But I guess we could work on the logo. We could do that maybe. I'll need to update the demo with the new letters. Hold on, let me write some stuff down. Let me update my to-do list. To-do. Update demo with letters. Fill in new board. I'll have that done by next stream. That's the goal anyway. So, what do you think? What do you think? Should we do another playtest on Wednesday? Or should we work on some of the more graphical stuff? Because I don't think the logo is going to take all day. Or like all stream. Like 2 hours, maybe? I don't know. I don't think we've ever really done something like that on stream before. So I wouldn't be able to know like what the time frame is for that. I'll figure something out. I'll figure it out by Wednesday. But whatever it is, we will be working on this game on Wednesday, 6 to 8. Same time as today. So yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. Nady Line, if you're still here, thank you again for the follow. You put us at 40 followers, which is a big milestone for me. We're 10 away from the 50 follower goal. I'm going to see if there's anybody streaming tonight. Anybody up? No. Not this time. So, with that, I will say goodbye, everybody. I hope you have a great Tuesday, Wednesday. Enjoy yourselves. Call your mom. I don't know. Until then, until Wednesday, I got lost in the sauce. I need a script for this. Anyway, the point is, thank you for watching. Catch you next time. Hope to see you there. And, goodbye.